explores how step situations can be particularly difficult when two grown families are combined. Jeanette Lofas has lots of experience in this area. She is a stepdaughter and a stepmother. She's also founder and president of the Stepfamily Foundation here in New York City. Jeanette, nice to see you.
Good morning.
You became a stepdaughter when you were, I think, 19 years old. Your father remarried, and then again at 25, your mother remarried.
Exactly.
Did you find yourself able to be happy for your parents when these things happened?
No, not one bit. I mean, I was the classic acting out child. I had my father from the time I was 11, they were divorced, until I was 19. And then at 19, he called me up to his office, and he pulled the chair close to me, and he said, I got married. And I felt totally betrayed.
He didn't even tell you he was going to get married.
No,
he told you after the fact.
I got married, and he and I had spent all this visitation time in Europe and traveling, and he was in, in business in Europe and America, and we did all these things together. And I mean, he totally left me.
Normally when we talk about younger children in a situation like that, we can say we can expect them to act out a little bit, but even older children act out. I know
they sure do.
After your mother got married, you acted out in front of your stepfather.
Right, my stepfather. I'm 25. I'm in broadcast news. I'm Miss, Brenda Star girl, very confident reporter, married. My mother waited till I got married. And she married Russell. And Russell had one thing that he really loved, and that was his lawn. He loved this 2-acre lawn with the oak trees and things like that. And so I used to ride racehorses across the way from my parents' house. And one day, 25 years old, I took this horse, and in the spring, when the ground is soft, and I took this horse and I rode it 3 times around the lawn.
You dug up his lawn?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Did you know why you were doing it, though?
No. I put up the horse and I came back, and I expected him to be angry. Maybe I wanted him to be angry at me. And he's standing there at the edge of the driveway with this pounder, and he looks at me softly, and he says, Jeanette, I'm going to have to pound out those hoof prints all weekend long.
But he didn't scream. He didn't say, I hate you, you're a miserable lady.
And so what I did was I got another pounder in the garage, and he and I worked together to pound out those hoof prints.
And the bond was formed.
And then he became my stepfather, or he became a very important, he came back at me with love. I wanted to hate him. Many kids of step want to hate the stepfather, and maybe I was beginning to like him a lot, and maybe I was beginning to see how much, he was making my mom happy. So I wanted to do something to test him maybe, or just to dislike him.
You mentioned that you were a reporter and you'd seen it all, basically. When you became a stepmother, had anything in life prepared you for that, even though you were a stepdaughter?
No. And I thought I knew it all, of course. Here I married the man of my dreams and moved to Aspen, and nothing in the world, covering assassinations, plane crashes, nothing was harder than those kids coming up on Sunday. 4 girls, 3 adolescents, my son.
You have some steps and some tips for people, and you say these are things you should keep in mind when you enter into a step relationship. And the first one is, this family is not and never will be a biological family.
Absolutely. It cannot and it will be, and we keep in this culture, step is handled by denial. The whole dynamics. We keep overlaying the dynamics of the intact family on the step family. It can't and it will not work that way. We have to know the dynamics of step. You're not my mom, not my dad.
Tip number 2, define the rules and the expectations. Who should do that?
The couple. Most important that you build couple strength. You really have, it gets eroded in the step family. My kids, your kids, or, I'm mad at, we're not talking as a couple because your kids come and they act out and do all those kind of things. So at the Stepfamily Foundation, we counsel lots of people all over the world on the phone about the most important thing you've got to do is build couple strength. Decide as a couple how we're going to run this household and what the rules are in this household. Take the leadership.
You've just taken the 3rd step for me. The last step is prepare for unresolved feelings. In other words, some things just aren't going to be fixed.
No, and older kids will act out like I did. And sometimes you may have to re-explain the divorce. You may have to re-explain in a positive way because kids are still feeling bad. Like, okay, you're the dad, you left my mom, you left us alone, and I'm still angry with you even if I'm 30. And I come to your house and I'll trash it. And that happens with older kids. And you may have to re-explain it in a positive way. Like, she wanted to go out, I wanted to work, I worked too hard, things like that, but not without making her negative.
Good advice. Jeanette, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
8:50.